get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm racing the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans, you got talk. Heard it's real cheap, but it's really gon' cost. I'm trying to get these ends, building empires with my friends. I'm about hell in my business. No time for stress over bullshit. You think success is an option? I'm trying to get this shit poppin' like woo, big move.
Gotta have the gloss. I mean, okay. Do a little gloss ASMR real quick. What is up, everybody? Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Homegirl Intervention. My name is Zahria, and today I'm a little hyped up off my favorite drink. If y'all been watching my channel for a long time, you know what this means to me. Gotta love Baja Blast. How is everybody? I hope that y'all had another amazing week. I'm going to preface this video by saying I did not plan on filming today, but as I was sitting here editing, I was like, oh my God, let's just go ahead and get an episode out the way. So that's why I'm dressed down. I have on, this is actually really cute. This was made for me by a girl from Turkey. Literally, she sent me a DM and was like, can I make you something? This is 8 months ago. And I literally never took a picture in it. So shout out to her. I am going to try to find her email. Please, God, help me find her email so I can link her Etsy shop down below. It's from Turkey, but it literally took like 4 days to get here. So she made this by hand. This is like crochet. I think it's so freaking cute. And it's like a little half sweater type of situation going on. I really like it. Super cute. This is just a plain white tee. I do have on sweats because like I said, I was editing and I'm wearing my GGs. Funny story, I used to hate these shoes because like, why would you want to buy dirty white sneakers when you could just go to Journeys, get some sneakers and then go skateboard in them and run around in the dirt and get the same effect? But these are the deluxe versions and they had like this platform on them and girl, I just couldn't pass them by. So that's how we in this situation. Yes, I do have a pair of golden gooses and old Zaria would be disappointed. We are starting off this episode a little feisty. I'm not going to lie, because something that I just saw on the internet was, I've been seeing a kind of reoccurring thing with this, but like I just saw a video not too long ago on TikTok of an older woman being like, if you don't know how to cook, all these girls out here, y'all don't know basic skills. If y'all don't know how to cook, y'all not going to get no man, yada, yada, yada. First things first, everybody should know how to cook, men and women. Y'all, everybody needs to know how to feed themselves. And even if you do get married to somebody, what if your wife dies? Now you have to feed you and your children. What happens when you don't have those skills? Everybody needs to have home economic skills to cook and know how to clean for themselves, period. But here's my thing. This is where I got to just get into it because y'all know how I am about food. Y'all know Zaria loves a good meal. Y'all know I love the finer things. If you watch most of the videos on my channel, you see I have cooking videos. Those women shaming other women for not knowing how to cook just really rubs me the wrong way, because 9 times out of 10, you are feeding your husband soul food 90% of the year. Y'all eating greens, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes with gravy, smothered chicken, fried chicken, pork chops, cabbage with smoked ham hock, and all this other stuff. And no shade, because I know most people do cook that kind of stuff, but you're feeding your man that 90% of the year and you're probably killing yourself and him, because y'all are going to have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and everything else, heart problems up under the sun, because y'all are eating nothing but grease, salt 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, no shade to Black people, but y'all got to stop cooking vegetables for an hour long on the stove with some type of meat and some type of salt, to the point where it's no nutritional value in the vegetable anymore. So yeah, next time a woman tries to shade you on like, oh, you don't know how to cook, blah, 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 even though cooking is pretty simple, recipes, follow along, whatever, ask her what meals does she make? And if it's 5 cheese, 7 cheese layer baked ziti, mac and cheese, fettuccine alfredo, ham hock, pork chop type of foods, and you rotating those on rotation every single week, 9 times out of 10, it's a death sentence for her and her man. No shade. Yes, I did just come out the gate swinging, and because that was just on my mind, and that's why I kind of turned the camera on, because I was like, "Ooh, let me get the thoughts while they hot," and that was one of the thoughts. Y'all got to stop doing that. Stop shaming people for not knowing how to cook and just buy them a cookbook. Cooking is simple. You can do a recipe, and then eventually when you learn the flavors of different foods and different meals, it's super easy to pick up on it, and you can start making stuff without even like knowing it. My new thing is making things from scratch. Like, I haven't bought any store-bought sauce in like the past year. Tartar sauce, I'm making it. Coleslaw, you know, people buy coleslaw dressing, I'm making it. Chipotle aioli, garlic aioli, I'm making it at home. Like, all that bread from scratch, jelly from scratch, that's my new thing. And I do plan on sharing that kind of stuff with y'all soon, because that has been my cup of tea. I'm talking about everything from scratch. Let's not dwell on that for too long. I did have a point on here about Gypsy Rose. I'm a little worried, because if you know anything about Gypsy Rose, you know I watched her movie, like, I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago, The Act. Is that what it's called? I think it's on Hulu. I watched that a long time ago, and she just got free from prison. And if you go on her TikTok, the girl got like 2 million, 8 million views on every single video. And if you think about it, if you don't know that the history of Gypsy Rose, please go Google it, because I don't want to take up our time today, because we got a lot to talk about. But her mom had Munchausen syndrome. I think it's Munchausen or Murchison syndrome, which is basically where faked her daughter's sickness and was like giving her medicine when she wasn't sick, type of thing. You have to go really look up the details, because I don't want to give y'all the wrong information. But I'm a little worried, because she's getting a lot of attention and she hasn't lived a normal life. And now all of a sudden she's an influencer. And y'all know how y'all like to chew people up and spit them out when they are influencers. And that's what I feel like is going to happen to her. It's just a lot going on. People are asking her personal information. They want to know the ins and outs of her life. Like, let the girl breathe a little bit, you know, let her get acclimated. Let her go to Walmart for the first time. Like, you know, like people who go to jail for about 5 years, even when they lived out in the regular world, they still got to come back and be like, okay, so the new iPhone doing this. And, you know, you got to get acclimated. And I just feel like she just was thrown to the wolves. She going on interviews and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, I can't tell her what to do, but I'm just saying, I see that not really ending well. And I know how y'all like to see people spiral. Not sure why y'all like to see that. It's kind of like energy, vampire type of energy, but I just feel like it's a little weird. As I was thinking about the syndrome, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. I'm gonna put it on the screen though, I might. I was thinking about, we need a term for Black parents, and not necessarily making you fake a sickness, but making you fake your age. And I'm gonna give you a prime example, because I have been a victim of this. Why? To save $2-3, your Black mama, and I know y'all have all probably been a victim to this, will take you in somewhere and you'll be 13 years old and they making you say that you're 11. Why? Because you're small and you get kids menu, or you get kids stuff for free. I never been into that. And then when you say, the lady goes, oh, she's 11. You're like, no, I'm not 11. I'm 12. Or I'm not 11. I'm 13. Now you're being threatened with a whooping because you just blew your mom cover. You shouldn't have been lying, girl. But seriously, we need a term for that, because I have been able to pass as younger than my age. I'm pretty sure that happened all the way up until I was 16. And it didn't stop at 16 because I started looking older. It stopped at 16 because by this point I was putting my foot down. Like, girl, no. I just had a sweet 16 3 weeks ago. I'm not going into this Golden Corral and acting like I'm 12. Okay? So yeah, we need a term for that, for Black moms, because we have all been a victim to it. In fact, I went to my brother's football game with my dad and my stepmom and my younger brother, and the lady said, okay, 2 adults, 2 kids, and we got in. My dad paid it. Of course, he didn't correct her because it's cheaper, but I'm 25. I'm grown. And the lady looked at me and said, 2 adults and 2 kids. And I'm looking around like, what if the kid is around us? She was talking about me. And yes, they did hurt my feelings, because I thought I was giving the girls Rona sexy. Apparently I'm giving the girls 15. I'm not mad at it though. Black don't crack. Not sure how I feel about that. We need a term for parents wanting you to just get kids prices, because you would think they saving like $100 when really they only saving a couple little bucks, $2-3. And I guess money is money. I feel it. But my dignity should be more than that $3 at this buffet. My next bullet point today was about my icks. If y'all don't know what an ick is, it's basically things that like make you cringe, that like men do in relationships or dating people or whatever. And I was talking to my friends about it the other day, And she was like, you need to make a podcast thing about this because they think my ick list is absolutely hilarious. So I decided that I am going to name off a couple because I need y'all to let me know if I'm tripping. My friends think it's hilarious. They don't think I'm tripping, but they think it's hilarious. So let's do a couple. I'm not going to do all of them because the list is very long. And I'm also aware that some of them live within some type of like inner gender bias that I might have. And I'm not trying to push that among the audience. So I'm going to filter out some of them. First things on the docket is actually the most important one and one that I have been a victim of several times. I coined the term lightweight manipulation. And what this is basically when people try to monitor your social media on like either TikTok, Instagram, or whatever to like figure out the things that you like and then sprinkle them into random conversation as if they did not get it from your social media. Like they're trying to be relatable, but it just comes off creepy because you're trying to manipulate me into liking you because you are pretending to be interested in something that you know that I like. Does that make sense? I'm gonna give you examples. So for example, everybody knows if you watch my YouTube, you watch my Instagram, you know I love Baja Blast, right? I've been drinking it for the past 10 years nonstop. I have it at least maybe 3-4 times a week. Don't matter if I'm out of town. Now, if I'm out the country, I might find my way. Because I did find me a Taco Bell in Jamaica, and I for sure got a Baja Blast while I was there. But, oh my gosh. Hold on, y'all. Hello? Yeah, I'm filming. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. How rude. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the lightweight manipulation. So I was going back to this. They see all over the social media, I like Baja Blast. So then what do? In random conversation, we could be on a date, we could be on a FaceTime, we could be texting, and they'll be like, you ever had this drink from Taco Bell called Baja Blast? Or they'll go to Taco Bell and they'll order a Baja Blast because they want you to be like, oh my God, you like that drink? I love that drink. So it can make you like them. I know it seems so dumb, which is why it gives me the ick because it's so dumb. Why are you lying? Why are you pretending to like something that I like so that I like you? It just, it gives me the ick. Now, there is a thin line between trying to relate or like learning something about me. Like if I say I like pink roses and you show up with pink roses, that's completely different. I am talking about when they try to manipulate you into liking them. It's like a mask that they put on because they try to pretend to be somebody that they're not. And I just think it's weird to pretend to be something that you're not. Like, for example, I'm gonna give the guys an example because some of the guys may be watching like, girl, I just, try to relate to you. If I look on your page, right, and I see you're an extreme football fan, you watch it every Sunday, your favorite team is the Patriots. On our first date, I wear a Patriots hoodie. And I don't watch football. I never watched football, never tuned into football, never cared about football. But I'm going to show up in a Patriots jersey or Patriots hoodie so that you could be like, oh, you like the Patriots? And I'm going to be like, yes, it is actually my favorite team. Like, my favorite player is LeBron James. Like, you know what I mean? And yes, I know I'm LeBron James NBA. I'm making a joke of like, I don't even watch football. But I do know, isn't Peyton Manning on the Patriots? I may be making myself look really dumb. I might cut that out. Fact check that before we put that in there. No, but seriously, lightweight manipulation, it gives me the ick because why are you trying to lie and pretend that you like things just because you want me to like you? And it has happened to me so many times. In fact, I would say it happens 80% of the time of people that like are interested in me and they DM me on social media or they're interested in me from my social media. They've already done the digging. They've already done the research. They go watch your highlights and then be like, you ever been to Jamaica? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to make me like you. And now I really don't like you because you're trying to make me like you. Let me like you on my own. Okay? Let me size you up and figure out if that's something I like. My next ick is when people call themselves toxic. I think it's very childish, very gross. Unless you're 14 years old, I don't want to hear, I'm toxic. Or good for you, honestly. Good for you. Next, owning a ring light. The girls are gonna hate me for this one, but I'm not into the guys owning ring lights. Shout out to the male content creators because no shade, no tea. Okay, y'all get that coin, y'all get them that bag. Get your native sponsorships and your Timberland boots sponsorships, whatever. But the whole tripod ring light setup thing for men is just kind of like not my thing. It gives me the ick. Personally, I want to be the only baddie in the relationship. No, I'm kidding, but seriously, it kind of gets me the ick. And 90% of the men I seen on like TikTok and stuff with this ring light, they'll set it up, have their shirt off, all greased up, and the title to the thing will be like, "Where the at? Where the bad at?" Like, bro, calm down. So yeah, that's on my list. Next one is Frank Ocean haters. It's okay to maybe not be into it. I was talking to somebody, and this was maybe like 2020. This was like a while ago, but I played a song. I think it was Self Control by Frank Ocean, because I was saying like, oh my God, I love Frank Ocean so much. I'm pretty sure this is maybe like 2019, 2020. I'm like, oh my God, I love Frank Ocean. And I played it, and he was like, I can't remember verbatim word for word, but he was like, I just don't see what's so special about when he says that, or like, what's so special about this song. And I remember being like, your music taste, trash. Like, you don't have to like the song, but you could just be like, oh, maybe not my thing. But it was just giving hater vibes. It was giving hater energy, and like, expand your music horizon. Okay. Frank Ocean has so many good songs. I'm gonna try to keep this ick list to like a minimum, because like I said, the first one I said was lightweight manipulation. Somebody could be watching this right now, and they going and they checking off all these boxes, making sure that, okay, when I'm around her, I'm gonna say I like Frank Ocean so she doesn't cut me off. No, I'm not giving y'all the chance. What's another one? Oh, following the shade room. Think that's pretty self-explanatory. He's clipped. Another thing that goes into that is fangirling about rappers. That gives me the ick. I'm not going to explain that one. My next one is the good guy thing. Like, oh, girls only like bad guys. I'm a good guy. Ick. That gives me the ick. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't be good guys. No way. Using the purple devil emoji. My friends thought that was so silly and so dumb, but like, I don't know. Think about the people that you know that use the purple devil emoji. And then think about the kind of people they are. You see where I'm getting at with that one? Fishing for compliments or fishing for women, like looking for my wife, taking girlfriend applications, stuff like that. Ick. But I probably will never see somebody doing that. No manners, obviously. That's probably a red flag and an ick for everybody, but it is a red flag for me. Oh my God, this is another ick. This is one that my friends was laughing about too. To have rapper gang tattoos gives me the ick. If he has OTF on his body, tatted on his body, 4PF tatted on his body, PRE tatted on his body, Young Money, Cash Money Records tatted on his body. What else they got? CMG tatted on his body. That is an ick for me. You are not in that group. You got YSL tatted on your neck. Are you kidding me? That gives me the ick. Because tattoos are permanent, and you thought twice about that, and you still decide to go with the decision to put 4PF on your bicep. I don't like that. I think it's weird. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more. If he has his height in his bio, that gives me an ick, because why are you like, what is that about? 6'2" your bio, 5'11", like, okay, good for you. This is not Tinder. Super drunk men, I'm not gonna explain that one because I don't want to be shady, but when people get super drunk, especially men around me, it gives me the ick, and it makes me really uncomfortable, because it lets me know that you are not really responsible, and you do a lot of just going with the flow. Okay, this will be my last one. Touching me to get my attention. I don't like that. If you see me and you think I'm attractive, don't come over and put a hug on me, or don't come over and like, excuse me, can I? Like, I don't like that. I will snatch my hand back really fast. And it actually makes me pretty violent, because I don't like being touched unannounced, especially by random men that I've never seen before. And you just saw me from across the room and you decided, oh my God, I am going to go and grab this girl. Or you trying to get by, you excuse me. Y'all know exactly what I know the girls know. The girls know exactly what I'm talking about. The excuse me, get by move. Don't touch me. I'm so sorry. And I realized you have to be very firm when you say that, but you also have to be careful, because like a lot of things in the world now, you got to be careful how you even tell a man no, because next thing you know, you'll be, you know what I mean? That's why I used to be anti-guns or because I don't want to say it in YouTube copyright, but I think every girl needs to go out there and get that Jimmy Butler. Okay, 22, get that deuce, and carry it with you at all times, because it's getting crazy out here. The crime is at an all-time high, and it's getting scary. At this point, you gotta be one step ahead. Okay, go to the range, learn how to use it, load it, learn how to. And if you got children, you need a lockbox. Okay, don't buy one without a lockbox, because I've seen too many accidents with the kids too. But yeah, protect yourself. Very off topic. Okay, I just went on a tangent, but that I need y'all to hear that part too. But yeah, that's it for my ick list. Let me know if any of those were very irrational to y'all. And now that I'm looking, I see I have a glare on my glasses, y'all, because I got the ring lights up. Sorry. Okay, I can't do anything about it at this point. But while we're on the topic of icks about people, I was gonna go into the next segment of telling y'all like the things I do like, but I just think that was enough for the day. Now, I scratched that idea out to talk about this. I wanted to talk about the idea of struggle love in our community. I know this actually happens in most romance movies or rom-coms or whatever, but I want to talk about it specifically with us, okay? And what like the Black community considers to be love. And let me tell y'all how this idea came about. So I was watching, I mentioned in another episode that I'm a rom-com loving girl, right? So I went and started watching just Black love movies again. I've watched them all. Like I have all the way back to Claudine. If you don't know what Claudine is, y'all need to go watch Claudine. It's a classic. James Earl Jones and what's her name? Diane. I don't know. The movie Claudine is about a woman on welfare. She got like 7 children. She ended up dating the garbage man. It's a real cute little movie or whatever. But I love movies, like I told y'all. So I've watched them all. Now, I rewatched the movies that Black people love, the love movies, and I realized these are not love movies at all. And I brought this up because I want y'all to give me suggestions on Black love movies, because I really was watching these movies and I was like, oh my God, none of these are like love for real, okay? And I made a list of the ones that I watched so I can talk to y'all about them, because I just was like, there's no way I think we just like the nostalgic feel of them, but the love is lost. Okay, first one I watched was Love Jones. Starts off real cute, rainy city, New York City, jazz and the poetry thing. But if you watch the movie, the girl then went back to her ex while they was dating. She done dated the friend. He done dated other people. Like it was just real messy, real weird. Like I'm just I'm gonna put myself or put y'all in these shoes, and you let me know if this seemed like love to you. We hook up or whatever, and then we go our separate ways. We come back together, we go our separate ways. We come back together, we go our separate ways the third time, and each time we go our separate ways is to fight or whatever. This third time we go our separate ways, we at a party, and she and the person you was talking to show up with one of your friends. Now this is a friend you kind of like got a little beef with, or a little static with. They're not like your bestie, but y'all be in the same friend group, and they show up with them. Would you ever talk to that person again? Because I know I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. So to me, that just was not love. I was just like, oh my God, we talk about Love Jones and all these movies about love. And I was just like, that is not love. The movie Baby Boy, I watched that. Now, obviously, we all know that that's not really a love movie, but people consider that a Black love classic. Okay, Jody putting his hands on somebody, he's selling dresses. He don't even got no car. He driving in your car, and he riding his bike around the city of LA. That is not love. Love and Basketball was another one. Now, most of y'all out there probably have Love and Basketball at your top 3 favorite Black love movies. But let me tell you why it's not Black love. They knew each other since they was young, right? Played together. He pushed her off the bike. Okay, young love, whatever, cool. They dated into high school. They end up going to prom with 2 different people, trying to make each other jealous. Okay, whatever. This girl, Monica, shows up the day before his wedding and says, let's go to the backyard. Let's do a 1v1 for your heart. And if I win, you break it off with that girl and we get back together. And do you know what this dude did? He said, bet. And he took her, he went back there to the backyard with her, and he pulled a Kevin Durant and slam dunked on her head. And then threw the ball down like, yeah, what's up? if you ever let a dude, first of all, that was just desperate. It's almost like she proposed to him. She might as well have just got down on her knee, because that was just all-time low for Monica. But he'd even try to give you, like, he didn't even try to, like, damn, that's cute, like, I'm gonna let her win. No, he slam dunked on her. Like, and what? And this is what this is a love movie for us? Then that's not even where it stopped. And excuse me if I'm spoiling for the ones that didn't watch it. That's y'all fault, because that's a classic. Y'all should have been watched it. Like, he already showed you he don't want you, and you just like, this my friend. This, I just been with him forever. Like, girl, go and do something different. And then the movie end with basically her giving up her dream of being a basketball girl for real. Like, that's over with. And now she's supporting him on the sidelines. Ew. I don't know about y'all. That's not the kind of love I'm interested in. Unfortunately, not interested in that at all. So love and basketball, clipped. What's another one? Love don't cost a thing. You mean to tell me you a nerd, you're not getting no play in school, you being talked about. You know what I'm saying? I'm the flyest chick in the building. And yes, in exchange, I'm helping you out because I just crashed my mama's car, right? And I need you to fix it. And you know how to fix it. And you low-key got a crush on me. So I'm going to play your girlfriend so you can get some little cool points around the school. You know, this your senior year, you ended with a bang. We end up hanging out. I realized that you're not a lame. You a cool dude. I kind of like you. But as I'm growing to like you, your head and your ego is blowing up because now people think you so tough. You know what I'm saying? You got fly cars because you know how to do the cars. You pretending to be somebody you're not because now all your homeboys don't want to be friends with you no more. And then you decide to basically put me on blast in the middle of a hallway in a breakup and, you know, try to dish me off to the side. When my ex-boyfriend or the boyfriend I did have is a pro ball player. Now, is he cheating? Yes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not love. And then eventually, of course, he get embarrassed at the beach or whatever. And then, okay, now we cool again, I guess. Now we together because you get embarrassed at the game. And I run outside and you in a tree like Romeo and Juliet. Like, ew, that's not love. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing. Christina Milian, amazing. I don't think they could have picked anybody better than Nick Cannon and Christina Milian to play that part because Nick Cannon played the nerdy role really well, and when he started getting fly, he played that real well too. But still, not a love movie. What other movie did I watch? I think I got two more that I watched. Just Right, the movie with Queen Latifah and Common. That's as close as it gets to like a real cute love story. But what I don't like is, why did he have to date her cousin first? Her cousin was head over heels. Of course, she manipulated her way to get in there so that she could date the ball player. And then it ended up not working out because he got injured and she didn't care about him no more. All she cared about was the money. Okay, I get it. I don't know, because I would never date anybody my cousin never dated. I would never date anybody that my friend even talked to or dated. I wouldn't even date nobody that was in my friend DMs. And that's just me. Maybe that's kind of childish or whatever. But that's as close as it gets to a love story because I do like how it ends and I do like their chemistry or whatever. It was cool. But she was like the homegirl. You know what I'm saying? She was your sister. She was home, like, you know, she wasn't your type. You went for Paula Patton. Now you settling for a Queen Latifah. Like, that's not love. Oh, I had Poetic Justice on here. Okay, Poetic Justice got close to the love story too. I'm not gonna lie. Poetic Justice was one of my favorite movies when I was young. And Janet Jackson and Tupac, that was almost a love movie. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would put that as number one. I can't think of anything that would top that as like actually being love, because they did have an argument, they did whatever, but you know, I feel like that's like regular ups and downs, not that other crazy mess. Like, yes, that's as close as it gets to a love movie, but the reason why she didn't trust love is because in the beginning of the movie, her boyfriend at the time was killed right next to her in a drive-by while they was watching a movie in one of the little drive-through movie things. How traumatic. How traumatic. And then the last one was The Wood. The Wood is one of my favorite Black movies. I will admit, I love The Wood. It has the perfect balance to me of like funny, love, friendship, all that kind of stuff. It just encapsulates all those things. The throwback, y'all know I love a good coming to age story. So that's probably why I really like it. But like, the whole purpose of the wedding was one of his friends was getting married to a new girl, and then he shows up at his ex house. But then, like, you know what I mean? It was harmless. They didn't do nothing. But if my husband decides to go to his ex house on our wedding day, and I'm Lisa Ray, consider yourself clipped, and you won't be getting the ring back. In fact, I'll carry on. I will still have the reception and everything. We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna party. But this wedding is off. Okay. The wedding is off. But we already put the money down for the open bar and the entertainment and the food. So I'm gonna still turn up. But the wood is a cute story too. But yeah, that was all I had. I think that we don't have a lot of representation for just simple, quiet love. I think Poetic Justice touches on that a little bit. The Wood touches on that a little bit. I also think the movie Beyond the Lights, that movie is very watered down, and it is a little traumatic, and has, thoughts of attempted whats. But I think that movie is really cute too, and I really like the soundtrack. But leave a comment down below if y'all have any Black love movies. I know some of y'all probably gonna say Queen and Slim, because somebody mentioned that when I was telling them about this, and we was kikiing about how it's no real Black love movies that don't involve just some type of traumatic version of struggle. Like, even Why Did I Get Married? The first one. Like, yes, she found an amazing husband, but what she had to go through to find that husband, she had to drive all the way. She got kicked off a plane because she was overweight. Had to drive all the way up the mountain, got stuck in the mountain, met the police officer dude, then came up there, found out that her husband was with the girl that she thought was a friend. Like, can we have some Black love movies that just show the love? It can have a little moments of like, button heads, but I just wish we could just have love. Just real calm, relaxed love. So all you women that's been happily married 40, 50, 60 plus years or something, I need y'all to submit y'all stories to your nearest director and producer so that they could get working on that. Because when I show my children Black love movies, I don't want to be showing them love and basketball. I feel like if I show them, of course it's a classic, but I feel like showing them that is teaching them like, yeah, girl, even if a man slam dunk on your head because he don't really care about you, you can still get him back. No, I don't want my daughters having that mindset. And I don't want my son thinking he can mistreat girls. So let's work on that now. And we'll circle back in the next 5, 10 years. Thank you. And just while I was on the topic of struggle love, that's kind of what today's episode is about a little bit. Because I don't want to have to go through hell to get to heaven. And I think, especially in social media, people talk about this a lot. And I just wish we would just throw out that idea. We shouldn't have to struggle to get just this beautiful love story, And I have to admit, because our topic is about love today, because I love love. And I have to admit, I have never been like in love. I think there's a difference between passionate love and compassionate love. And I think I've experienced like compassionate love. I have cared for people deeply, but I've never been like disarmed by love. I've never felt like extremely just connected and that like I can trust you with my life type of energy from really anybody, like romantically. And I just think it's an interesting concept to talk about. So that's kind of what our topic about is today. And I see a lot of women talk about the same thing. Like, I want to be treasured, not a trophy. Like, I want to experience. And some people will say, oh, sorry, that's a fairy tale. But okay, whatever. I don't think love is perfect. I have parents that have been married 20 plus years. And I genuinely think that marriage is not the easiest thing in the world. In fact, it's probably one of the hardest things to commit yourself to somebody and remain loyal and remain compassionate and remain respectful throughout years of your life where you are dealing with your own internal ups and downs and whatever. Like, I get that. But love is love. And I think when you truly love somebody, it's certain things that you will do and certain things that you won't do. I think society has this idea of like unconditional love, of this love that's like, no matter what, we're together. And I just don't think that exists. I think unconditional love does exist for, your children or maybe like, your parents or something like that. But when it comes to a partner, I think, especially with marriage, you are making an agreement of these are the things that we will not be doing, these are the things that we will be doing. And then if somebody doesn't hold up their end of the bargain with loyalty, or somebody doesn't hold up their end of the bargain with empathy and compassion, then you have the right to decide to leave it behind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we should emphasize so much struggle and so much like just survival in love. I think love is like a natural connecting force. Like it joins the bonds between you and another person. And I think when we are fully loved, we feel valued. And then like we also feel important. And I think when you cooperate with a lover and you cooperate with love, it will automatically encourage you to loosen and lose all selfishness. Like you are not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about, you know, your partner. And I just find it crazy how love is one of the oldest feelings in the world, but it somehow always feels new because it just like regenerates over time. I think that is extremely interesting. Like I have read the Quran, I have read the Bible, and in the Bible, 1 Corinthians, it talks about love. It talks about love is kind, you know, like y'all know. And what is it in the Quran? It's the surah in the Quran that talks about love. And if you think about it, it's just such a crazy idea to me that like this concept of love, like in ancient times, things rarely ever last throughout time, if you know what I mean. Eventually things phase out, but one thing that doesn't is love. Love has continued over time. When we hear the stories about Shakespeare and we are taught the book of Romeo and Juliet, that is a story about love. And we are still reading it to this day. It's still required in most school curriculum. So just think about that. The concept of love is way bigger than like what me and you understand it as. So like I said, I have read the Bible, I have read the Quran. I have even read things within Buddhism. Buddhism really emphasizes love being like a form of liberation. And I think that is such a cool concept. If you haven't learned about Buddhism, I suggest y'all go read it. I've read a couple books about Buddhism, and I always learn something new every time. And Buddhism talks about how love flows freely between everyone, and it doesn't have to always be directed at something or at someone, but it just exists within us. And then if you all know anything about Hinduism, which I know Hinduism is not studied, but fun fact, when I was in high school, we did a world religions class where we went to a mosque, we went to a church, we went to a synagogue, we went to a Buddhist temple, and then a Hindu, I don't know, what is it, Hindu temple? Is that what it's called? I don't know if it's another name for it, but in the Hindu temple, you know, they are polytheistic in their religion. So they have all these statues around it, you know, depending on if you're struggling with money or you're struggling with love, they have these statues and it tells you like what the statue is for. So you pray to the statue that you know, whatever. In Hinduism, they talk about how love is like a practice that you give and not expect anything in return. And I find that to be interesting because it's like erasing all selfishness. And that's kind of like, I'm not Hindu whatsoever, but I find myself trying to emulate that in my day to day. I find myself trying to not regret any love I ever gave or be stingy with my love, because if you are generating this love within yourself and for your family or other people that you hold close to you or pouring into your cup is always overflowing. You know what I mean? So obviously, as I'm talking, y'all probably like, what, girl? Yes, I am really a lover girl. I read so many books about love and the concept of love. I think love is just such an interesting concept. It's such an ancient feeling and emotion and action, and it still exists. I can't even think of anything older than love, really. But yeah, back to like the unconditional love thing. I think you can strive towards unconditional love. I think that's something that I want to strive for. But like with having boundaries and limits and like rules in a relationship or in whatever, I just think it's certain things that I don't see myself dealing with. You know what I mean? And respect, loyalty, like those are just things I'm not cashing in for, you know, the idea of unconditional love. One of my bullets was learning yourself first before you even date or get out there. And the reason I wrote this down is because I was reading a book called The 8 Rules of Love. And I think I'll make that the book of the day, even though I don't have it on hand today. But The 8 Rules of Love is my favorite. Mark this now. That is my favorite love book ever. It talks about respect. It talks about battling conflict. It talks about battling self-love and intimacy. It has everything you can, literally 8 rules of love. And I think that book is just amazing. I am going to make that the book of the day. I don't have it on me. I'm almost pretty sure. don't say I told y'all this, but I'm almost positive you can look that book up and type in 8 Types of Love PDF on Google and get it for free online. I do have the hardcover book, and I'm pretty sure it's at any Barnes & Noble you go to, but if you don't want to spend a coin, I'm almost positive you can get it for free, because I told my friend about it, and I'm pretty sure she got it off the internet. Don't know how she did, but she didn't pay for it. She got it for free. One of the main topics of that book talks about purpose, and it talks about loving yourself in order to love other people. And I love that. Did I write down a quote for that today? One of the quotes I wrote down, it says, love is not about staging the perfect proposal or creating a perfect relationship. It's about learning to navigate the imperfections that are intrinsic to ourselves, our partners, and life itself. Oh my God, I really love that book, y'all. And it's really a short read. It's like 200 some pages. You can get through it in a week. I promise you. And you might not even put the book down. When I first got the book, I tried to read it chapter by chapter. Like, okay, I'm gonna read one chapter today, one chapter. Girl, I finished the book in 3 days. Like, it is such a good book. It's such a good book. Like, I cannot express that. It's such a good book. And I wish I had it here so y'all can see. Y'all know I love to tab my books, and that book is full of tabs. But one of the things that book emphasizes is learning yourself first before you even date or go out there. Because when you learn yourself, you learn your boundaries, you learn the things that you like about a person or the things that you don't like about a person, and to know your own triggers to better, I guess, with the word I'm trying to think of is like communicate your needs to somebody. And I think because the last long-term relationship I've been in was like 2020. I had an idea, but like being 19 years old, like you have an idea of like what you want in somebody or what you care about, but not like a full grasp. I feel like it's important to learn yourself, because I used to always say, I said this all the way up until 2022, I don't have a type. I don't have a type. I don't have a type. Because if you look at my track record, everybody looks completely different. They act completely different. They all have very completely different backgrounds. My friends can all vouch. But one of the main things, that I have now is I realize I do have a type. My type is quiet. I'm just kidding. But I like people that are compassionate. I like people that are responsible. You know what I mean? And I realized about myself, I used to think I was like, oh, this is just super easygoing. I'm not easygoing. I'm actually pretty complex. I am not to be understood by all. And that's fair. I'm not to be understood by all. And I think that trying to be a simple girl is, something that like watering myself down to try to like, okay, I don't expect this and I'm just not gonna no, I'm actually pretty complex. And it's fair. And that's why you have to learn yourself, because I acknowledge that. But it's almost like I was living under a mask trying to be like, oh, I don't really ask for much, when that's not the truth. I'm not talking about gifts or material things. I'm talking about a person. I actually care about somebody being intellectual, somebody that could read a book off my shelf or read a book and comprehend and regurgitate back to me what they read and what they think about it. Somebody that actually has thinking skills and understanding and comprehension skills. That's important to me. And that's something that I never could verbalize until now. Somebody that's not making excuses. Everybody has a past. Some of us have a darker past than others, but I'm past the point of listening to somebody tell me about, oh, this happened to me when I was 16 and I was 17, and then this happened to me when I was 21, and then this happened to me, and that's why I am just the way I am. I don't want to hear any more excuses. I don't come from a background. I don't come from a background of excuses. It's fair to acknowledge why you are the way you are and to acknowledge that you may be working on something or you're whatever, but to just be like, well, I'm nonchalant because I had a girl break my heart when I was 16. I don't want to hear that. Honestly, I'm past that point. I'm not no, I'm not going to work on that with you. I need you to see a therapist. And I think a lot of women, because I think a lot of women have baggage too. And I think maybe because being a woman is a little easier to be more vulnerable with people. And I understand that being a man in society it doesn't really open the doors for vulnerability. And, therapy is a new concept that I feel like people are starting to push now. But I think it's your job as a human to better yourself for your children, your legacy, or the rest of the world, to be a better person to other people. I don't think that I have to accept that, because I know that the right people always come around. I promise you. The right people always come around, especially when you focus on yourself, because it helps you weed out the people that don't love you, because you know what love feels like to you. And that's another thing I saw on the internet of people saying, if he wants to, he will. If he wants to, he will. Or, you know, I think people only know how to love how they know how to love, but sometimes their love is just not enough. I am genuinely positive that most of the relationships I've ever been in, that was them trying to give me their best form of love, but for me, it just wasn't enough. And that's fair to say. It's fair for them to feel that way, and it's fair for me to feel how I feel. You know what I mean? I've always said, like, when I leave, I'm not doing all the crazy stuff. I'm not busting tires. I'm not fighting nobody. I'm just not one of those kind of people. In fact, I feel like in almost majority of my relationships, I've always said, like, you know, with your next person, I wish, like, I want you to work on this, or I wish you the best. And that might sound crazy. My friends always be like, Zahra, you be giving exit interviews. It basically is. I'd be like, you know, you got to work on this. You'll be a better person. Like, I wish you the best of luck. And I'd be really meaning it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is the end of today's episode, really, because I think we're just going to end on a high note. Like, love is just love. I want y'all to just don't be burned by love, but I also want y'all to, like I said, learn yourself, learn your purpose, because it will help you weed out the people that do not care and do not love you, because you want to find somebody that loves and reciprocates the same type of love that you want. So you got to be able to verbalize, and you got to be able to know what you do like and what you don't like. And you may think you know, but it ain't until you do some real digging and read some books. I'm telling y'all, the books be giving you all the tea. Am I missing anything? Oh, song of the day. Oh my God, what should our song of the day be? My First Love, Kiki Wyatt. No, I think I'll do my song of the day will be At Your Best by AALIYAH. That has been my favorite song since the 5th grade. Okay. The reason why the movie ATL is on my top Black movies is because that song is in it. Seriously, At Your Best by AALIYAH is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie so much. I love that song so much. I think it captures exactly what love is. Because she said, at your best, you are love. You're a positive, motivating force within my life. Should you ever feel the need to wonder why, let me know. That girl AALIYAH said, for there are times when I fall short of what I say I'm all about. But at your best, you are love. You're a positive, motivating force within my life. That has been my favorite song since the 5th grade. Like, everybody who's ever been close to me, everybody who's ever known me knows that is my favorite song. I will play that song over and over again. That song will be played in my wedding. It might be the first dance. Love the song At Your Best. I think that's a perfect way to end off this episode. Did I give y'all a book? I gave y'all the 8 Rules of Love by SHETTY. If y'all want, I know I be giving y'all so many like books that are real serious. If y'all want a love book that's not as serious, we could do this one. This is a fiction book. This is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I read this early last year. This is my number one book from last year. Literally my number one book from last year. It talks about Evelyn Hugo and all the 7 loves that she has had and the 7 husbands she's had. And it's just a book about her falling in love over and over and over again. And then it has a great twist at the end. I'm not going to ruin it for y'all, but this is such a good book. And I would advise all of y'all to go get this book because I loved it. I might reread it again. Because that's how good it was. And this book is actually like 400 pages long. And so you would think like, oh, it'll take me forever. I'm telling you, if you ever try to read this before you go to bed, you will end up staying up to 4 a.m. because you will not be able to finish. You will not be able to put it down. We already did the song of the day. Don't forget to follow the Homegirl Intervention and subscribe to that YouTube channel. It'll be down in the description box. All the info will be in the description box. The Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube, all that stuff. Even my personal Instagram if you want to follow me there. Don't forget to go to the website. Sign up for the chat rooms. We love to chit chat over there. These are pre-recorded, y'all. I don't know if I'll be mentioning that. Do y'all know these are pre-recorded? I feel like I said that before. I don't know. So by the time y'all see this, it's probably February. I might put this out before Valentine's Day. That would be really cute. But yeah, I enjoyed talking to y'all today. I love y'all so very much. Y'all walk into this week loving, okay? And I will see y'all in the next episode.